I don't want to make today's video about Ronaldo, but at his age, it's impossible to not make this video about Cristiano Ronaldo. As a Portuguese person, I'm very proud of him. I'm very happy to have him. I wish he was from Benfica. I'm not going to lie to you. I hate that. I was watching a stream a while back and they made him, before entering the house, take off the Benfica shirt because they can't enter his house with a Benfica shirt on. I hate that, right? Like, I'm Portuguese, so I got to, but man, come on, man. Benfica better. Anyways, it's not about Benfica Porto and Sporting today. It's about the Portuguese national team. We beat Hungary in their stadium in a very, very important World Cup qualifying match because Hungary's a good team. And I want to make a couple points in this video because I know a lot of us say players that go to the Saudi Arabian League are washed, but the players that actually went to the Saudi Arabian League today performed, and the ones that play in the top European teams are the ones that made mistakes. We'll talk about it. But first, I want to touch on Cristiano Ronaldo because there's a couple things I want to say to you. The first thing that's very, very important to say here, man, is I know everybody wants to jump on the Messi this, Messi that bandwagon or compare Messi to Cristiano Ronaldo and make Messi there was a post a while ago, lads, that I didn't really talk about in the video, but I should have. I didn't really, but ESPN put this thing out where they're like pretty much downplaying Ronaldo's 2 goals, even though they were World Cup qualifiers. And then, they're kind of just like whatever to his 2 goals because of the team they scored against. And then Messi scores 2 goals and they call him a genius for it. Like, he's still a genius. And this was literally days apart. And it's like the amount of hate that the media gives this guy is incredible. So I watch my games on either the Spanish channel or the Portuguese channel. The only way I don't watch it on those is if like it's impossible to watch it. So I watch it on the American channel or the American commentary, English commentary. I love Spanish or Portuguese. Spanish first for me or Portuguese. I wish I understood Arabic. I'd watch it in Arabic. But I'm watching on the Portuguese channel. And the Portuguese channel said a stat that really blew my mind, that this stat won't be a stat that ESPN or any of the English-speaking outlets will say, right? Because they only want to speak well about Messi. Cristiano Ronaldo for Portugal now is the stat they said on the Portuguese channel. Ready for this? Luis Figo, Eusebio, and Pauleta. You might not know who Pauleta is. Pauleta was a guy that played for PSG. Crazy goal scorer for Portugal. I never really liked him as a number 9. I always wish they would have played Nuno Gomes over him, but they played him, and he scored a lot of goals. He's one of their top goal scorers. You guys know Eusebio. You guys know Luis Figo, all right? Luis Figo, Barcelona player, switched to Real Madrid. People call him a rat. All 3 of them combined, Ronaldo has more goals than all of them. The names I just said to you, take Pauleta out, you might not really. Eusebio and Luis Figo combined, Ronaldo has more goals plus Pauleta in there. It is incredible to me what this guy continues to achieve. And we just don't appreciate, a lot of people just don't appreciate it. This guy, he might not be your GOAT or your best ever or you're this, you're that. This guy is absolutely unbelievable. On top of that, he has just tied the World Cup qualifying top goal scorer record, and he's 1 goal away from breaking it. But it's even more remarkable how much hate Ronaldo can get with what he has done for this sport and for, like, in general, right? Whether you're Portuguese or you just watch it, the guy is remarkable. And one thing I've really thought of lately is how the Saudi Arabian League, when players go there, we say they're washed, right? It's like the number one thing that we think, right? They've taken money or they're washed. But today, Hungary lost because the Liverpool midfielder, I suck with his name, so I don't want to say it. It starts with an S. I really suck with his name. He made a horrible pass out the back. And mind you, this guy is a top player at probably the best team in Europe, up there, right? Top 5 for sure. When you talk about the best teams in Europe right now, going based off of last year's Champions League and the way they played the league, the Premier League, Liverpool's up top 5 European teams. This guy starts for them, plays an incredible player for them, passed the ball out the back wrong. And the guys who scored, Ronaldo and João Cancelo. And you go back to last Portugal's game, Ronaldo 2 goals, João Felix 2 goals, João Cancelo 1 goal. All Saudi Arabian League players. So there's this thing where it's like we give like a really bad like stigma, I guess it's called, whatever it is, like for players who go to Saudi Arabia and pick money and do all this, but they're still performing. They're still playing really well. They're still doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? They're still beasting, they're still feasting. So it's very, very surprising to me. And again, Hungary played this game very, very well. Portugal's going to end up getting the W, and they're one step closer to going to the World Cup here in America. And it's exciting, right? For me, it's exciting. I hope they make it. I know a lot of y'all always think like, oh, they'll make it easy, but I come from a time where Portugal didn't really qualify easy, bro. So the fact that we qualify easy right now, I take my hat off to Roberto Martinez, bro, because I know he's not the most positive offensive coach going forward, but he's won us a Nations League. And when it comes to qualifying for tournaments, we never go to the playoffs. We qualify directly. And we used to, under Fernando Santos, qualify in playoffs. I think even when we won the Euro, bro, we went in through qualifying in the playoffs. It's just the way that we usually enter these competitions. So it's really, really nice to kind of just be able to sit back and be like, wow, we might not actually go playoffs. But hats off to Cristiano Ronaldo for what he's doing for the national team, bro. And even when João Felix came in, he played well, but we looked all right. But to me, lads, it's just very sad to see the different agendas that are written for our players and how the media outlooks it. Ronaldo scores 2 goals against, I think it was Armenia or something we played last game. And, and they just look it over, nothing. And for Messi, he's a genius. Ronaldo doesn't high five a kid's hand coming off the field, and he's a villain. Luis Suarez spits in the old guy's face and nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it. Like, not nobody. There's something about that Barcelona era of players, the Sergio Busquets, the Messi, the Suarez, not so much Neymar, but that they're so protected. And it's weird to me because Lamine Yamal's not really being protected the way those guys were. Lamine Yamal's catching a lot of hate. He's catching strays from left to right and center, right? There's a lot of fan bases that don't like Lamine Yamal, but there's also a lot that do like him. And y'all can hate me for whatever. I'm not this guy that's like trying to put Messi down to build Ronaldo up. I will never do that. I know what I want both of them to be seen for what they are. And I don't think there should be this massive amount of hate for either of them. I don't understand where it comes from, right? Like, Messi's World Cup will always be shadowed by a lot of people, by the refereeing. It will that is a thing. It shouldn't be, but it will always be talked about by the refereeing. Again, negative light. And Ronaldo's back end to his career will always be shadowed by the fact that he joined the Saudi Arabian League. But joining the Saudi Arabian League is the exact same thing as joining the MLS, bro. It's the exact same thing. But for some reason, one is worse than the other, which really absolutely shocks me. And if I'm being truly honest, I live in America, bro, and I say this with from no disrespect. The Saudi Arabian League has way better players than the MLS. It just is what it is. The top teams in the Saudi Arabian League will destroy the top teams in the MLS. I'm sorry. You might not agree with me and you might think I'm wrong, but you take Al Hilal and you put them against Inter Miami or whoever, they're gonna smack them, bro. It's not gonna be close. Because these are still players that could play in Europe. These are still players that still have it in Europe. Like, when you look at Inter Miami, Messi could play in Europe. Luis Suarez cannot play in Europe no more, bro. Messi can play in Europe. Messi still got it. Luis Suarez cannot play in Europe no more. So anyways, it's just one of those things to me where I'm kind of just sick of it. I'm kind of annoyed of it. I'm kind of done with it. I'm done with people knocking one guy to put another guy up. You feel me? Messi is, to many people, a GOAT. And I understand why he's the GOAT of football. He has everything you can accomplish. And if he's your GOAT, then it's a W. But you should never have to, in my opinion, if your guy's the GOAT, let me try to word this correctly. If Messi is your GOAT, then you don't need to prove why Ronaldo is not. See, when I say Michael Jordan is my GOAT, I don't bring up LeBron James. There's no point for me to knock what there's no point in me telling that LeBron James lost finals or LeBron James got knocked out in playoffs. For what? If he's your GOAT, the other one's not close. Michael Jordan's my GOAT. I ain't got nothing negative to say about LeBron James. Great player. Michael Jordan's my GOAT. When I talk about Tom Brady being the GOAT, there's no one else. I ain't got to put down Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson to make it feel like he's my GOAT. My GOAT. So if Messi is your GOAT, Why you got to bring up what Ronaldo hasn't done? Why you got to be like, Ronaldo don't got a World Cup? Why do you care? That means it's close. And for if Ronaldo's your GOAT, you ain't got to bring up the refereeing in the World Cup for Messi because it's not close. And you shouldn't have to talk about Messi because if one is your GOAT, it's done. And the other one should not come into the conversation. That's what I hate about sports fans nowadays. To prove their point, they have to bash another team. I think Benfica is the best team in Portugal. I got nothing bad to say about Porto or Sporting. I think Benfica is the best team in Portugal. I think the trophies we've won and the things we've done speak for themselves. That's it. Nothing else for me to say. There's no need for me to defend my argument. It's done. I think Benfica is the GOAT team of Portugal. I think Real Madrid team is the GOAT team of Europe. I'll catch you on the next one.